Happy Wednesday. And welcome to Glow and Thrive Live, the health, beauty, and wellness show. My name is Antonette Carabuena, and
This is Nikki Loquez. Hi, guys.
welcome.
Into the chat, come on.
Wow, that was an amazing introduction. So, thank you to our production team for that very cool video. So, Nikki, are you ready for another live show today?
Of course, all the time. I love health and beauty. This is my favorite topic.
Excellent. And we're even stepping it up a little bit. We're also going to discuss about retirement, health, and wealth after retirement. So that's going to be an amazing interaction as well with the rest of our guests for today. But before we start, I just wanted to tell you guys, or Nikki, you can actually introduce what Filipinos in Massachusetts, and then I'll go ahead and give you guys a quick summary of what our Glow and Thrive Live show is all about.
So, guys, welcome again. This is Filipinos in Production. It's a mission to help connect local leaders, business owners, collaborate online. It gives us a platform to speak about our business ventures. So it's a live event. You can always contact us, and each one of us is welcome and willing to listen to you. We'd love to hear your story. We'd love to hear your journey. We'd love to hear, your challenges and how you resolve those challenges. Because at the end of the day, it's a road. It is not an easy road, and it's this way. It's an outlet for us to speak to one another and help one another. It's another collaboration, a networking event for many people. So please do give us a call, email, text, whatever you need to do to get a hold of us. We'd really love to hear your story. So again, welcome to Filipinos in Production, another show, interesting show, and thank you, Antoinette, for doing this again.
Thank you, Nikki, and thank you for being my amazing host for tonight or today's show. And I also just wanted to introduce, before I introduce myself, and what this show is all about, right? So, Glow and Thrive Live, the health, beauty, and wellness show, is all about creating, educating, and inspiring everybody who's present today, and also our audience for today, to really embrace a healthier, more beautiful, and well-rounded life. And as what I've said, we're going to try to really create this type of live show hopefully every month, and that we're going to bring in a lineup of incredible professionals, entrepreneurs, influencers, and all the industry experts who are making waves in health, beauty, and wellness. So, and not just that, we're also going to be inviting our fellow entrepreneurs and influencers and professionals to co host with us and bring in all their expertise and their real life stories with us as they share it with everybody here on the show and our audience. So I'd also like to introduce myself. My name is Antonette Carabuena. I am the owner of Curantis Private Nursing Services, a luxury concierge nursing service offering top tier luxury care to clients post op, clients who are in need of cosmetic after surgery care, or clients who need IVF support and elderly care. And I'm also the proud owner of Entrepinay, an online pop up store specializing in Filipino novelty gifts, t shirts, and personalized items, as well as nursing themed coffees. And lastly, we just launched our Nurse Cafe, which is an online coffee store for all our nurses out there. And I just wanted to let everybody know that today we are going to give our audience a 30% discount in our Nurse Cafe website. So everybody just go to nursecafe.shop and type in the code. The code is Glow 30, and all of you will have 30% discount for our Nurses Pods coffee and our Night Nurse coffee. So that's for every one of you who are present, who are continuing to support us on this show. Not just me and Nikki, our production team, and so as our guests for tonight. Nikki, all yours.
Oh, well, thank you again for having me here. I am Nikki Loquez. I am the owner of Isa Health Solutions, and I provide staffing. I'm a staffing agency. I do have remote workers, nurses, physical therapists, CNAs, PCAs. I have a multitude of staffing professionals, very well trained, very well versed in what they do. As a company, we have been very supportive with their growth too. So I really, really want to thank the staff that stood by us and really hangs in there and gets the work done and does it right. I also, right now, I don't have a product to sell. However, my product is to care about patients. So, and I think we really try to deliver that to the best of our abilities. But otherwise, I do have a few charitable events that I do. We are feeding 100 children in the Philippines to help. We are also sending gifts for Christmas, and we are also going to be helping Toys for Tots here in Boston. Those are the two charitable events that we are going to be helping with, and as a company, that is part of being a caring company, is being involved in these more charitable things that is essentially, gets at times look past that. I mean, I know everybody's looking for help and we are willing to help. So you guys give us a call us anytime. The number is 781-975-1767. All right, Antoinette, I think that is my spiel for the day.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nikki. Yeah. So, everybody, we're promoting our businesses, but at the same time, we're also promoting events and we're also inviting amazing guests for tonight. So, first, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce our featured guest. The first guest for the show is Miss Sue Reynoso. She is the owner of Top Aesthetics Laser in New York, and she is also an aesthetic business consultant. Hi, Sue. Welcome.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Antoinette. How are you?
We're great. Sue, we're just so happy for you to be here. And please introduce yourself, plug in events, and let us know who you are, your business, and everything about you. We wanted to know your story as well.
Sure, thank you. But first of all, I'd like to congratulate you both and the production team for giving it was a good success. I watched the pilot episode last week. So congratulations, guys, and thank you. And I feel honored to be here. So thank you for having me here on your second episode. I hope it's also a success. Anyway, my name is Sue Reynoso. I'm a founder of Top Aesthetics Laser. It's a multi-location here in New York State and Connecticut. So right now we have 4 locations specializing in skin care and laser, basically specializing in laser medicine, laser hair removal, facial lasers, and some of the hair restorations that we have going on in our practice. And on the side as well, I am a business consultant and strategist. So if there are viewers right now in this show that have questions with regards to how to start up a practice in med spa or in any type of profession that with regard to your profession, like physical therapist, I'm not sure if we have viewers right now that are medical providers, nurses, and all of those. So if you wanted to start your own practice, it's hard to think about it, but I know that it is possible.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sue. That's amazing. We can't wait to hear and ask questions and really learn from you as well for tonight's show. Also, we're gonna move on and we're gonna introduce our second guest. Our second guest is Miss Victoria Pike. She's an MSN RN, retired assistant director of nursing at Tewksbury State Hospital. She is also the former president of Philippine Nurses Association in New England and Philippine Nurses Association of New England Advisory Board. Please welcome Miss Victoria Pike. Hello, Miss Victoria. How are you?
Very good, Antoinette. Thank you. And thank you. It was nice meeting you guys for the first time, but so inspired by what you are doing, especially that you are doing entrepreneurship and a lot of businesses that are untapped at this point in time. I would love to see all of you really in the future thriving and expanding more and more and influencing a lot of our Filipinos. So I'm not a business owner. My name is Vicky Pike. I am an assistant director of nursing, retired for a whole year. Um, and my focus, obviously, because I'm retired, has changed now to, I would say, 5 or 4 F's, which is faith, family, form, friends, and foundations. So
Wow, awesome. Yeah.
thank
Me
you.
and Nikki and everybody here in the show and our audience actually everybody's just starting to watch the show. It was initially at 5 and then now we have like 9 audience and more hopefully to watch this live show because we're gonna learn a ton and we're gonna have like an amazing and hopefully engaged audience as well. So let's proceed with our next guest. She was our guest before, Miss Belle Dingcong. She is an MSN RN BSN. She's a cosmetic injector, a travel nurse, and a soon to be nurse practitioner. Hi, Belle.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be part of the show again. Thank you, Ruben and Emerson. Every time I join the show, I feel more empowered, and it's an honor to be in the same show with these strong women that we are with right now. I am Christabel, or Belle, as you can call me. I've been a nurse for 20 years, and I'm also an aesthetic nurse injector, basically more in Canada. Right now, I am completing my nurse practitioner program. I'm a lifelong learner, so hopefully I'll be done with it. And currently, I am traveling as a nurse here in New York and also helping out new NPs who are venturing into um, injections. So I help them with consultation and stuff. And hopefully, I'll learn a lot more as we talk about beauty, health, and wellness. So, good evening to you guys.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for
Thank you.
coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all our guests. Thank you, Nikki. And yeah, and I just wanted to add on before we proceed to like our question and answer portion. I just wanted to let our audience know and everybody, as what I've mentioned before, current literature right now, Neo in 2023 mentioned that the global beauty and personal wellness industry we will see a boom and an increase by $60.7 billion. So that's why we have Sue over here, Cristobal, and everybody else to talk about it, to encourage everybody about their questions. And if they want to start their own aesthetic cosmetic, clinic med spa, this is the right show to be because we have experts over here. And also a current literature and research and known fact by Belle in 2024. It says that I'm going to read it quote by quote that baby boomers are these born between the years 1946 and 1964. And an estimate done by the Pew Research Center calculates the number of people in the baby boom generation in the United States as somewhere around 71.6 million people. And that is really, really like, a large population. And it's very important to educate ourselves and be proactive about what are you going to do after retirement to stay healthy, to stay well. What are you going to do with your mental well-being after retirement? And our one of our guests right now too, Miss Vicky Pike, will talk about that, and also what are you living a purpose, living with purpose. during your retirement, because all of us here in the show is gonna experience retirement at a certain point. So we cannot avoid that. We're going to face it, and it's very important to know what are the tips to stay healthy and well after retirement.
I
So
just
now,
wanted to pause.
yeah,
Sorry, Antoinette. I just wanted to thank our audience. You are coming from all over the world again, Kuwait, Korea. Thank you guys for being USA. Thank you guys for being part of this show. We really appreciate your audience and your participation. Thank you so much, guys.
wow. So we actually have an audience from Kuwait. Wow. Hello, everyone from Grace, Monte Hermoso. And she's giving Belle a shout out. And to everybody watching, we even have someone from Korea. That's amazing. So hopefully, you guys will be able to type in your questions later on as we continue to have this discussion about beauty, aesthetic, and retirement. All right. So let's proceed, Nikki, to our question and answer portion.
You know
So
what?
thank you, Emerson. Thank you so much. Well, that's actually about beauty at every stage of life, and this is just very, we're gonna ask Miss Vicky Pike. Well, I'm gonna ask her like just a certain question, and like if you could just discuss how beauty needs evolve with age, and how retirement brings unique opportunities to focus more on like self-care, family, and even mental health.
Great. Thank you, Antoinette. I'm one of those baby boomers that you mentioned that are going to be supporting the economy actually at the next 20 or 30, 40 years. Who knows how God blesses us with so much. So when I was working, I did not even notice, I never did care for anything for beauty, even though I always dressed business-like and everything. But now that I'm retired, you know how they say that when you're retired, you have plenty of time. But I've never been so busy, more than ever, more than even when I was working. So beauty, obviously, and self-care has moved forward to be one of my priorities, because before I never paid attention to it. But we Filipinos are blessed with our built up color and all of the beauty things that we do. So I am so proud that everyone, even here, looks very young, younger than their ages, I'm sure. So um, as you get busier, you get to think about how you care for yourself, and how you care for yourself affects your self confidence and your self esteem. You have to actually look at the beauty in every single person, and it starts obviously with your faith. Um, Even though I'm retired, I still wake up early in the morning and do my joyful studies, as you can see, doing activities for now, focused more on my family and myself. But at the same time, infusing some of the joyful activities now that stress is gone, not totally gone. Obviously, there are some stresses, but as much as possible, stress is gone from the workplace and professional things. But at the same time, I engage myself in. I read voraciously a lot of readings. I vary my genre for all the readings that I have. One of the things that I'm passionate about is, obviously, I mentioned about doing a giving back to our countrymen, or even serving here also in the United States, because as a nurse, I was also involved with a lot of professional organizations. The Philippine Nurses Association of America actually has a great impact in our communities. Every Filipino nurse can attest that they are the best caregivers. They are the best in what they do. They have the compassion, and compassion cannot be taught. So, um, being a nurse at 43 years, I have seen the difference, and it is actually a character that no one can infuse. I hope, like those who are in IV therapy, because we Filipinos are very good at IVs, can infuse that to our next generation of nurses. It is getting more and more difficult. But you know what? I have hope because there's a lot of Filipino nurses that are going into 6 million regions, and we have the capacity. We always educate ourselves. I myself, when I came to the United States, I thought that if I have to be a boss or I have to be in a department, that I am going to be the supervisor or the nurse manager, that I need to be at least two levels in education above the people that I supervise. So I ended up being an assistant director of nursing of Department of Public Health, and thrived there and enjoyed every moment of it until we finally decide how retirement actually had come so suddenly. And because it's the state system, we have a cut on the pension system, has that once you reach a certain age and certain years of service, you get a lot of benefits from it. So now I thought it is time for me to give back to the Philippines and do medical missions, dental missions, and school missions, and reaching one child at a time through books or through toys. And the coming year, we are in the process now of sending boxes and boxes to the Philippines. As you can tell, we just sent 36 boxes so that we can give back to our kababayans. And I had been invited to Davao City, Sorsogon, and to Kabulalan Elementary School, and to my own hometown too, to do a lot of those ministries, community outreaches, and there's a lot of need there. But I applaud you guys for being entrepreneurs, because that's the spirit. We Filipinos have that capability. So thank you for inviting me here. I'm so glad, and I'm so inspired by all of you. And my next chapter in life probably is going to be very exciting. I always look forward every day to joyful moments. I do not have any more timetable, but I still do a to-do calendar of what I'm going to accomplish for the day or for the week. Um, I think it's because I'm a nurse. So, but I always infuse fun into anything that I do. Obviously, taking care of myself. We still have facials. We go to massages. We really Filipinos take care of ourselves, but also take care of our bodies, exercise. Do here and there a lot of walking, obviously, because we have plenty of time. But one of the things that I want to stress out here in this conversation is the fact that we Filipinos have still are not open to when there are issues in families about mental health. So we need to advocate for people that have mental health issues, because here in the States, we have a lot of resources and help. So there's no reason for us to hide or have the stigma of having an illness. It's an illness, kind of like diabetes, hypertension. There are solutions that we need to tap. So thank you.
Thank you. Wow, Miss Victoria Pike, that is just so inspiring. And I we cannot wait to like ask you later on, or probably our audience, and like all your schedule and all your activities like every day, and all your movements that you're making in like the retirement world, because I mean that's really important, promoting that. But at the same time, that's also a very good business, because we have millions and
Mhm.
millions of baby boomers and retirements, and you can find them at the garden club, or you can find them at the charitable events or certain like gala that you guys are supporting. But I think Nikki,
Yes.
are you gonna like ask or you have a question to our audience about polls or certain topic that they want to hear?
You know what? I am really curious about how we actually Filipino culture we call everybody tita and tito. Just FYI, and I'm learning the word po. So everything is a po. I still don't know what we need it for at the end, and who I'm supposed to use it for. But I got it. So, but Tita Pie, Vicky, what do how do you stay young? What do you do to keep young and fruitful and still motivated?
So I said to you there are five things that I do now, and I am very focused. I'm laser surgeries. I'm laser focused. If that's what you have to do, I think that's what got me into being, like an assistant director of nursing by myself, not having any. I do not have any bosses. I actually run the place by myself, which is amazing. I had passed three like joint commission. Kind of like accreditation. So you were talking about recruitment and actually how to recruit. I have a lot of those experiences and how to tap good candidates, kind of thing. So I was kind of like smiling only because I had been there, and you could tell. But how do I stay young? A lot of things. I wake up early as before. I still focus on my faith. Obviously, I'm a Christian, and a lot of what I do is based on my learning that all that we have, if you are very, very endowed, or if you have a lot of gifts, you are also expected, or you have that responsibility and accountability to others. That in itself is a joy. And then if you have that kind of an outlook in life, all those blessings come back to you. And if you're a Filipino, you know the saying, siksik liglig nag-uumapaw, meaning that
Wow. What
your
does that mean?
your your blessings are in a cup, overflowing. It doesn't end. It overflows and overflows and overflows. So I have that kind of a mentality. So Antoinette said that I'm very always active, very busy. Right now, I had actually, we are having an activity for the Philippine Nurses Association of New England, which is our 34th anniversary. I was a former president there, and I was also the regional vice president for the national organization. But because of retirement, I had slowed down because my focus, as I said, is more giving back to our kababayans in the Philippines who need us. So I infuse faith, family. Obviously, I because I have my kids now, two are married, and three still are at home. I am a mother. As a Filipino mother, I check every single one of them. So I travel to California, to Missouri, to Pittsburgh, Massachusetts, and still supervise all of them. um, it gives me joy to see that they are maturing individuals, matured enough to face the chaos and the troubles of the world. And at the same time, I enjoy traveling. I like to travel. I also like to engage myself in. I have a book club that I am enjoying, so we can vary our book genres. So I am involved also in a lot of the, if I don't have anything at all, as Filipinos, I play the guitar and I sing at my backyard. Sometimes I do line dancing, country dancing, So there's a lot of things that you can do once you are retired, and but above all, always infuse fun. I think the predictor there, or the line that you should use, is purposeful activities, engaging in joyful moments, no longer attached to stress and anxieties and cares of the world.
Tita, I
Uh,
have actually a question from one of the audiences. I'm sorry to cut
sure,
you off. They,
sure.
they asked about twice, but Sue, they want to know what is the top cosmetic service you can recommend for a man?
That's a very good question. So, 10 years ago, most of these men are not too confident to go in front of, a consultation and has to ask their wives, their girlfriends. But nowadays, men are open to procedures non-surgically. It really depends. The main thing that most men suffer from is hair loss. And I highly, if they have suffered from that, and most of them are, they feel comfortable talking about it now. So I would normally recommend a non-surgical procedure called the PRP, platelet-rich plasma, where we draw your own blood and we spin it on a special centrifuge, and that growth factor from your blood that is called PRP gets injected into your scalp. And most of those are like one of the best, procedures that men can start if they are bothered with, their looks. And believe it or not, men now are open to that. 10 years ago, they have to ask their wives, they ask their girlfriends, but now they are just in the forefront. We see a lot of men doing the micro needling, Botox injectables, and they are just very happy because guys now are taking pictures and doing their personal care, going to the gym. Also, laser hair removal for men. They are just hairy everywhere. Not just Filipinos are blessed to not have all those hairs in the body, but here in the U.S. Um, there are a lot of men that are looking into, just because they just get a lot of bumps in their skin if they go to the gym and they shave their wax. Believe it or not, they do. It's not being vanity wise or something, but that's something that men really wanted to do. It's not younger men. um, these are 30-year-old men, 40, 50, and it's not vanity. It's something very, very good in their health, because they want to, most of them just want to clean up in their body. So yes, laser hair removal for the face would be Botox injectables, microneedling, PRP microneedling, and they're also wanted to get, hair restoration as well. And I would recommend non-surgical way, which is the PRP.
Awesome. And I think, Val, I think you have a question for Sue as well about, nurse consulting. Go right ahead.
Yes, so for women or men who would like to go into the aesthetics or med spa business, what do you think, or what are your insights about it? What's the first step, or where should we go? What resources can we probably explore to help us out? Because, moving on to the first step is the hardest, and the rest follows as long as you have the support. So I'm curious as to how you, as a business consultant, actually help out business aspires like us to open our own business in the future.
That's a very good question. My first question to that question, I cannot find any solution until I get your niche.
Mhm.
First is, let's say specifically, what would make you feel comfortable, or what do you love to do?
Mm.
So specifically, let's say with you, being that other people would know this, that I have already known you since we were like teenagers. So we live in the same place when we were younger. So I've known Belle before. With Belle, she is a good educator. So I would know what Belle would want if she opens up her own practice. And this would be a lot of things with Belle. So she can open up her own, right now she's a nurse injector. So that will be her niche. And that's what she loves to do, right? So I would tell Belle to, teach other medical professionals to learn injectables, right? Because she's an educator. At the same time, she loves to talk, educating people about injectables. So she can open up a med spa. And the only sauce to that is that your passion for it, and you love what you do. You're having fun. The secondary is, when you open up your own practices, you just have to research more on this space, your demographics, what
Mhm.
market you're going to service. So it really depends. You have to know your location. It's
Mhm.
very important to be in the right location. You cannot just say, oh, there's an open space somewhere. No, you have to find out the demographics, the median age, what age you would like to provide service on. And most of the ages that you would want to target are men and women that are in their 30s, in their 40s. I'm not saying the early 20s are, but financially stable age I would say late 20s to 40s and 50s. And believe it or not, the 60s are very like they can just do it. But the important thing that I can tell you is that know your niche. What makes you happy? What is it that you want to do? And what is the best experience for you? And that's something you would like to start. And you cannot start a business not knowing what you would want to start. You need to be an experienced
Mhm.
professional on this type of business,
So I
on
have a
our
question.
business.
I'm sorry
Yes,
to
Nikki.
interrupt you. I have an
Yeah.
audience question from Harlan Rhoda Katachutin. I'm sorry if I crucified your name, but she wants to know what are the top cosmetic and aesthetic services do you provide in your med spa?
That's
So
a
what
good
are
question.
Lots of great questions.
Everything's all very
Awesome.
nice questions. The top cosmetic or aesthetic services that I provide in our office is laser hair removal, PRP microneedling, where sometimes it's called, I cannot say it, they call it from the Kardashian way vampire, but it's all proprietary, so I can't really say it. But it's PRP microneedling. And it
Mhm.
is a service that a lot of people are open now because after COVID, I believe the Kardashians have been all over the internet and social media talking about it, and it has been a trend. And what it does is that our practitioners will draw blood, your own blood, so it's very safe, and we again put it in a special centrifuge and separate those growth factors in, and that's what we need to do this type of procedure. And we use a micro needling device in order for us to create little micro damage to your skin. And what it does, it just gives a very good coagulation on your tissues, and it helps on wrinkles, it helps on everything, your pores. It brightens your skin, and everyone would like to see the Korean beauty, the glass
Mm.
skin. And this is
Mhm.
some type of procedure that a lot of people are very open now. 5 years ago, or maybe 6 years ago, I always sit in a consultation and there's always a lot of questions. Right now, a lot of people call and say, I want to do this. I know I'm very well educated. I want to do this right away. So that's the best cosmetic procedure that we have in our office.
So another question that we have from the audience is actually for you, Tita Vicky. It
Okay.
says, "My mom is nearing retirement. What are the essential tips for preparing for retirement?"
Wow.
That's a great question, actually. So you practically prepare a year before your retirement, or even before that, even 5 years. If you had been a good saver, you should have saved at least um, a quarter of your earnings. I know it's hard to say that, but um, there are some systems, that can help you with that. That are geared towards preparing yourself so that you can retire comfortably, and how you do it. Not only prepare yourself financially is foremost, because as you can tell, we Filipinos mostly are very geared into giving everybody at home to the last cent. That does not work even at this current economy. You have to think about yourself, where you want to retire, or if you are going to be traveling from here in the US to the Philippines, or even stay in the Philippines, for good. You still have to plan for that. Because even in the Philippines, I will tell you, it is very expensive to retire. Granted that you have monies from the US that would support you there, but everything that you do in the Philippines entails money. So if you can save from the very start that you have even started working, I would hope it has been inculcated in our minds that you need to save at least a quarter of your income. That's one, financial preparation. Second is actually mental preparation. You have to know what stage you will be happy, how much are you going to be doing, what things are you going to be doing, what activities will keep you occupied, because you don't want to retire and just stay in the corner and stay like, you know, the world is no longer important to you. Because sometimes we get so married to our professions or to our careers, and it's important that you have other things that occupies you. So, and thirdly, you have to have social engagement. You need to connect with your other retirees, for example, or branch out to new friends and new interests. Also, you can create avenues for new skills to be developed. Things that you truly wanted to do. Like I wanted to do painting, but I couldn't do it because I was always working. So now you have ample opportunities for that. I hope I answered your question well.
I really appreciate that. I'm ready to retire. I'm working on my retirement. Actually, so no, well, but we do have more questions about retirement.
Wow.
However, let's go back to aesthetics. I mean, I know laser is a big topic and there's so much layers to that, but can you just give a quick answer to this question? Can you share the different types of laser treatments and their benefits? She really would love to know. So she may need to connect with you after the show to really answer that question, Jerlyn. But I mean, we can. I'm sure she can deliver a little short overview.
Yes, hi, Jerlyn. Thanks for your question. There are just a lot of lasers out there. Um, if you know, the skin type is very important. It really depends on what bothers you. If you're bothered with, too much hair, that will be laser hair removal. You're gonna have to get a consultation from any provider that you have very close by. But I was just wondering what really bothers you. Is it skin pigmentation? That's another type of laser that we use for skin pigmentation. Right now, for skin pigmentation, the best solution would be the Ultra MD from Lutronic. And what it does, it just gives you it can brighten your skin at the same time treats pigmentation. We have to be very careful in getting some of these lasers. You have to see a certified provider, a doctor in dermatology or in a med spa, just to make sure that these types of lasers could benefit you. So I'm just curious. You can always touch base with me and get a free virtual consultation. I just wanted to know if what bothers you.
So another
Awesome.
question, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So just really quick, because Belle, thank you for joining us, and I know you have to leave, but thank you for being part of the conversation and asking a question. But before you say goodbye, we just wanted to ask, what's your takeaway in this live show and this conversation that we're having right now?
It is very empowering, not only for us considered experts in the beauty and health industry, but also it's good to connect with the audience, because I believe beauty and health are actually very important factors as part of our lives. And we talked about transitions earlier. I just want to note that at every stage in your life, we transition according to our developmental stage. So as teenagers, it is very important for parents to support them, because body image is very important for them. And actually, having a flaw has been a source of bullying in school. And we've got a lot of statistics saying that A lot of teenagers are suffering from it. So we have to support them and let them know, yes, beauty is very important, but there are other factors that also compose beauty besides physical. And second, when you hit 30 to 40, you're very busy with the different roles that you play in your life, family, career, and sometimes we forget about self-care. So then
Mhm.
beauty and health experts come into play because we can support these women by letting them know that it's okay to do self-care. Don't feel guilty about it. And then when you hit 40 and above and beyond, that's the almost premenopausal stage. That is also a vital factor because a lot of these women now will dissociate from their physical appearance to the changes that they encounter in their life. And there's a study saying that men or women actually age 3 times faster than men. So I know there's double standard. It is harder for us women, so we need to support women in that stage. And then more importantly, October is breast cancer awareness. So we also want to consider all the women who had gone through surgeries and they're trying to reconstruct their beauty. Beauty and health also plays a very significant role. So I think we have to understand that beauty and health is not just skin deep, as I've always mentioned. It's beyond that. It's more about body image, psychological, emotional support
Mhm.
among these women, and not just men, but also not just women, but also men. So it's not exclusive. It's inclusive, and it's a very very good platform that we have this Filipino in live that we can talk about it and reach out to every person that beauty and health plays a significant role in our lives, not just physically, but more importantly, to the well-being of everyone. So thank you, ladies, and thank you, Emerson and Ruben. And Sue, thank you for coming as well as Vicky. I have learned so much from you as well, and good luck to everyone. And let's stay
Thank you.
beautiful. And PRP, I'm guilty of that. I've been doing PRP every single year, every October, my birthday, since I was 35. So that's why I don't look 40.
So
So
you look good. I'm gonna have to copy you
natural.
then.
It's natural.
I'm
I do
coming soon.
recommend that. And for men, I know Ruben Emerson doesn't need this, but that helps with erectile dysfunction as well. So PRP is the
Really?
best way to go. Natural, effective, and less risk. All right.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah.
Thank you. But Nikki, before we ask the thank you, Belle. Before we
All right,
ask the next question,
guys.
I just want to tell by everybody that we have viewers from New York, we have viewers from Korea, we have viewers from New Zealand. So thank you everybody for all your amazing questions. And Nikki, I think there's another question right here about retirement.
Yeah. So they want to know
Popular.
how important it is to stay happy and healthy after you retire.
How important it is staying happy and healthy? Very important. How you maintain yourself, how you stay active, not only active physically, and physically, obviously, you have to exercise is a very good part of it. Even as the walking for 30 minutes adds a little bit on your mental health, but you need to be active also mentally. So you can engage yourself in reading books if you want to read, do arts, do music, um, do puzzles, write, journal. I always was a journaling person, both personally and professionally, and also create something or learn something that you have not learned before, but you were I wish I was able to do this kind of thing. Now is the time. You have all the time in the world to do that. So, uh, also engage yourself socially. Be active in your community. Be active in giving back, even to your own people, your own town, your own sphere of influence. Reach out to what is the need in the community. I was always volunteering for Pine Street Inn every Tuesday of the month, first Tuesday of the month in my whole entire career, even. So I miss those because you see the beauty of it, but you also see the difficulties and the challenges of life because those people that were homeless now were just like you, professionals. So we need compassion to keep us happy. And the key to happiness is actually giving back to others. It's not the Louis Vuitton bags, the shoes, the whatever, the finances. When you have all those, that kind of a happiness passes. In fact, it doesn't have any meaning at all after you have gotten all those. That's my experience. But when you give back, it just renews you. It gives you a lot of positiveness, a lot of good outlooks, a lot of insights into what other people's lives are. And truly, truly, you become the person that you would surprise yourself that inside you there is a very, very compassionate person.
That's so awesome. Thank you, Ate Vicky.
You're
And then also,
welcome.
I know we're almost like nearing towards the end of our show. I think we still have a couple more questions for our guests. If we don't have time to answer those, we'll definitely gonna direct you to the right guest for today who can answer that later on and will help out as well. But also to Sue, since we're also talking about really Filipino entrepreneurship over here, aside from preparing for retirement, I just wanted to ask you how important is having an experienced expert, an experienced consultant, especially in the beauty aesthetic industry, to guide you when you wanted to start your business.
As for me, it is very important to serve support of someone. So in order for you not to waste, time, this person that have already done whatever you will have, any trial and error, they've already done it. So in order for you to surpass that, because time is of essence right now, everything just runs so fast. You need a support such as that type of person. It's not just the support, but as someone that can mentor you and getting you into the right direction, efficiently and correctly. It is very expensive for you to make mistakes. And trust me, I've done a lot of mistakes, fell and had to go up again. There was no one that I can talk to. It was very bad if you have to go to any type of, Google searches for you to do that. I basically had to fall in order for me to learn my lessons. And that just made me more of a better source of knowledge on what you could pursue effectively. And it's just, again, like I said, you need to have that type of support. So if you want to run a business, you have to really think through. If you've had an experience and you've been accomplished in what you do, as let's just say a medical provider, a nurse, a doctor, or whoever, or even physical therapist, or any type of profession that want to get into another side hustle and um, it will become 100% business. You need to have a source of knowledge, and that would be a person that's already gone through.
Awesome, awesome. And also, just to follow up, since we already have you on the screen, before Nikki and I will, plug in some upcoming events, and also before we close the show, we just wanted to ask, one final, what is your to the both of you, what is your, and Sue, you can answer it first. What is your final actionable tip for beauty and self care for all ages?
Um, like Tita Vicky's had, just the joy of giving back. You always want to put a smile on your face. That's the best thing that you would have to put forward, and to see people and that smile and that joy that and also giving back to your community. Just what makes you matter, even after retirement. Also, like with Belle, she also mentioned about self-care. It is also very important. Stress is always there. Problems are always there. Life isn't hard. It's very hard to fulfill the adult life. So in any age, self-care is very important. It's not just beauty, but with your own self. If you have to like walk by yourself, shop around by yourself, it's actually a very good, thing to do. You just have to like take care of yourself, because it's not easy. It's not just beauty, but mental awareness as well.
Awesome. And then Ati Vicky, you can definitely answer the same question as well.
Obviously, after retirement, you realize you are really much more than worth than just at work. When all of those titles fade away, you truly become the person that you are. So you need to pursue what makes you happy. So personal happiness is important. Daily life and all those struggles are there, yes. And also you have to develop an attitude of gratitude, because if you are grateful, you always tend to be compassionate to others. Retirement creates that opportunity, and retirement is that opportunity to explore not only your personal, your psychological, your social, and also to expand, to create that roadmap, how you could thrive in the next 50 years of your life, if you might live that long. Our life is becoming longer as it is. The research in longevity has extended to 90 years averaging, and even 110. So if I'm only right now, I'm 65, if I have 20 more years to live, I have to plan a roadmap for that longevity. And that's not only include your physical attributes, maintaining beauty, mental attributes, creating a lot of social engagement. Also, planning financially is very important. But above all, it is very, very critical that we care for one another. And this forum is a good example of that. And I'm so proud of every single one of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Miss Victoria Pike and Miss Sue Reynoso. Me and Nikki, I think she's gonna invite an audience, but we're just gonna close the show, and we'd like to have you guys just wait for us backstage so we can chat more. There's actually more questions for from our audience, but we'll answer that later on. It's about it's very very popular. It's about laser, the side effects of laser, but we're gonna try to answer that later on. Again, we are so honored to have both of you here. We're so lucky, and we've learned a lot both from you guys and from our audience as well. So sit back and over at backstage, and then we're just gonna close the show with Nikki and I. Salamat. All right, Nikki.
All right.
Who do you
Well,
want to invite in the audience?
you know what, Harleen, I'm glad to see that you are really glad and empowered by us. I appreciate it, because me and Antoinette are new business owners too. So we're glad to help. So by all means, if you have a business or a plan or an idea, we really want to invite you to the show. I'm not sure if you've been an audience guest yet, or, but we'd love to hear your story if you have not had a chance yet. So please reach out to us and let us know how we can help you help us at the end of the day. So I just want to recognize your I guess your audience and your faithfulness to the show. So
Awesome. That's very observant. Thank you, Nikki. And then also, before we close the show, I just wanted to mention some upcoming events that we really wanted to tell all of our audience and everyone out there. On October 6th, starting 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., we have the Filipino event over at Harvard Square. It's going to be at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Curantis Private Nursing Services will have a booth over there. So come by, stop by. We'll take pictures, and hopefully we can show it in our next show. It's going to be an awesome event. And then, of course, October 12th, the Philippine Nurses Association of New England will have their induction of officers, and that's going to be at 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And of course, this coming Friday, the one and only Mr. Ruben Austria for Freedom Friday, I will also co host that show. So, for all of our audience, please feel free to watch us live this coming Friday. And then next month, me and Nikki, yeah, so that's actually our Freedom Friday. We have Bernadette Liaga. She's a luxury finds by Bernadette. She will be one of our guests, and also Daryl Santos. He owns the Daryl Santos Agency. And then also November 13, we're going to bring in all these wonderful ladies from down south from South Carolina and North Carolina, two amazing business owners over there. We're going to talk about health, beauty, and wellness as well for our Glow and Thrive live. Nikki, we don't have time for some takeaways, but probably one word for today's show or two words. Make it quick.
Just thank you. Salamat, everybody. Salamat. Really.
For me, it's true wealth. True wealth is health, right? It's very important. Thank you so much, and we're just so happy for all of you to be here joining us today. We're very, very grateful. Maraming salamat, and we'll see you guys next month. Bye bye.